Warning: the following stream contains some of the worst commentary in the business. It's stream night in America, and everywhere else too. Time is linear. And now your host, Greg Cash.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Greg, and we have got a couple of bangers for you tonight. But you haven't seen some M3As in a bit. Well, we're here to scratch that itch. It's Scooter versus Sevwall, a couple of long-time captains turning this out. Yeah, we might actually see Tapas do something. I was talking to them before. I've been running some analytics. Tapas, super good value for the action economy, the amount of loadout you get, all for 8 points and I5. That is value. M3As haven't really been good in a long time, but maybe Sev can make something of it. Ali, what's up? Quinn is one of the most interesting scum pieces, right? Maybe. A lot of my big regrets are never really being able to get M3As going and never really being able to get other N1 besides Rick going. Really wish I get N1s. I love the ship. I love how it looks. I think it's a cool concept. The stat line just fucking sucks. There's just nothing that can be done about it. It needs an extra die. It just needs it. Maybe in the future it's something we can solve with a config, but for now, honestly, it should be a 3-2 because they do pack quite a punch. We see them pack quite a punch. Yeah, I think that would make them worth it if they were 3-2s, but that's why Rick's worth it. But you know, can't get everything in this life. There might be like a config that's makes it a 3-2, takes away full throttle, even though I don't think that would actually be needed. Gives you something else instead of it. I don't know what they got planned. Maybe someday. Do you think configs are kind of like the way of the future for redoing or reworking ships that are not cause you don't want to errata stuff. You want to create new things. So I could see lambdas getting a wings up, wings down type thing. Maybe wings down, you decrease your turn maneuvers. Wings up, you can do all sorts of turnaround stuff. I don't know. Silly, but how these M3s get locks at low init, old-fashioned way, lock action. I mean, yeah, that seems to be the plan. There is a coordinator on Tapas. Brief Karga can coordinate, so there's that way as well. But for most of this, it's looking like it's gonna have to be a good old-fashioned lock. Of course, these are the new points. Seeing what's out there. I think you're more likely to see a Lambda configuration that punishes it less for doing a turn. Like a wings down that kind of lessens the difficulty of turns versus a wings up that allows turnarounds. I think that's probably more likely in the future, if just my sense of what like a design that like works for the ship would be, because it has such a dog shit dial. And we're gonna get Overtune coming in on Quinn and also on Genesis Red. It's still the only ship in the game with a red 2 hard. Yes. I mean, if that was true at one point, it's still true now. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything else that has a red 2 hard. What did I miss? This is what defeats me on so many concepts. 2.5 broke me. I don't trust efficiency or simplicity anymore. It's got to have a nuke for an age. I don't think it needs a nuke. I think you need more than one shot. You can have a bunch of 2 dice guns. You just need to be able to get them all on the same target. I mean, it's been years now that we've preached on stream here. Focusing fire. It is the answer to almost every single problem in the game. Your ability to do everything can conquer. You can burn a defender down if you can focus fire. You see some objectives being claimed here. This is scramble, not chance. I should read that. Go. Oh yeah, defenders have a right to hard call it. Though if they take the elite title, they don't. Tabisk. Not sure what we're saying here. Gonna give the red coordinate off to Kushka. And Anakin has been forced for maybe a barrel roll, trying to line up that bullseye. It's looking quite close. I think it might just miss, but we'll find out in a second. Wynn's taking a disarm to do something. Engagement gain 1 disarm token to recover 1 on one of your equipped upgrades. So okay, so over 2 modulators. So that's it. Does clip bullseye. No predator on this Anakin and 2 evades. Alright, range 2 now. Just trying to strip tokens. Maybe you don't actually want to strip tokens. Strip 2 tokens, so that's pretty And now the Ada of Ayla Secura. Firing the ion cannon. Want to spend multiple? Spend one force, make it 2. And 2 aids. Gonna take the range 2 shot here. That'll be a shield on Contra. Out the front, the Y-Wing has a front arc shot. Nothing out the side. Nothing out the front for that Y-Wing. That is in range of the ion turret. For 3. That will be a shield and an ion. Koshka coming back. 3v2. And we'll get 2 shields out of the yellow bomber. This is Sunny. Sunny won't have anything. And it'll be 4-2 on objectives. Yeah, he didn't spend it. Maybe just forgot. It's a very top-heavy engagement for Sev, bottom-heavy engagement for Scoot. Stop the clock for some. Sev's got to take care of something. So while we're here, let me tell y'all about a day I had. So my friend, I was at a bar on like a random Friday, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And my friend was talking to another friend, and I was just like walking up. And as I was walking up, he turns to me and he's like, "Do you know Sevwall?" And for those who don't know, that Sevwall is like a database programming language. And I was like, yeah, I work with SQL a lot. And he's like, send me a resume. I'm like, all right. So send him a resume. Basically end up getting an interview at this company. Have the most insane interview of my life. Wild. And end up getting the job, but like in the interview, he asked me a lot of contradictory stuff. And he asked me to do some things I wouldn't feel real great about. But and then he just asked me for like what I wanted for salary, and I just named a ridiculous number, and he was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. So I just got like dollar signs in my eyes like a cartoon. Quinn Jas did use Overtuned last turn, but also used his ability to get it back. I wish it was a police job. Police job would have been better. I have no problem with a police job. That won't hold up the court. Anyway, so I named my price, and he was like, "Sweet, done." I'm like, "Oh, okay, thank you." And immediately when I left, I just had this like pit in my stomach where I felt awful, and I was like, I think I fucked up. I was thinking about it the whole weekend, and I finally went in there and I was like, I'm not taking the job. I am declining the job. And continuing up my old job. It is what it is. I don't feel bad about it. I feel like I made the right choice, to be honest. Well, yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough that like I still had the option to decline it. Um, it just like you realize like real fast how much money does and doesn't matter. Because when you're confronted with like spending 6 days of your life doing something you know is going to be miserable, it's like, what can I buy that's going to make that feel better? And the answer is nothing. At least for me. But some people might, feel different kind of pressures. Like, I don't have any debt. I don't live with anybody. I don't have any children that I need to worry about, So I'm free to make that kind of decision because I don't have any of those extenuating circumstances that a lot of other people are gonna have to deal with. Yeah, not ones I know about. But also, I kind of like, I got a little lucky that I dropped out of college to play in a pop punk band, but that also meant that I stopped taking student loans after year one. So like, I didn't saddle myself with debt like everyone else in my generation did, because I was stupid enough to play in a pop punk band like 5 years too late. They're moving so fast. I have no idea who's attacking. All right, OB in the danger zone. God for force. Really? We get 3 out of that. Man, am I confused. Damn. Yellow sitting on a weapons failure with 1 health left is what I've got. All right, 2v2 into Tapisk. Man, I don't know what it is with Will. He can just not roll good on this stream. Which is like sad because I love Will. And I want him to roll good on stream. Why did you only take 1? Oh, no. Oh, because Zion. Gotta be Zion. Yeah, okay. Zion. You're right. I should root against him. Maybe that's been the key all along. Keep rooting for people. And I should be like, nah, fuck that clown. Koshka does have a proton bomb, but he's also got several ships coming around. Shouldn't that be face down? How does that work? Maybe there were 2 crits in it. I don't know. I didn't see. I trust Will to understand how play the whole works. Lord Raven. I really enjoy when two players are like this competent at the game, but it's real hard to follow sometimes. Yeah, and a whole pile of defense dice he's rolled too. He's also generally had the mods to like work with it too. There's been a lot of times where Scooter's rolled results but hasn't had the mods to actually modify the results into hits. A lot of eyeballs that went unconverted. Unconverted eyeballs is a sneaky statistic that no one keeps track of because what a pain that in the ass that would be. But I bet that's like one of the biggest factors in determining games is unconverted eyeballs. Maybe that'll be the next thing I try and tackle analytically. Can we get shirts made that say unconverted eyeballs? I'm telling you, Narkexy, it's a big deal. Having the mods when you need them, obviously. I mean, it seems so simple. You say it out loud, and it's like, yeah, of course. But it's also not something I hear anyone ever talk about. Well, unironically, I think having the ability to do something with that is actually truly a thing. Ugh. That bomb killed both the shadow and contrail with a direct hit. All right, 3 hits into Sunny. Sunny will go down to 2. I imagine that's going to mean a shot here into Sunny. Will stay alive on 1. Kabusk. Long range into Anakin. 1. Can find Sapasta. Nothing for dear old Gen Red. Two hits for the Y-Wing. Got Sonny. Sonny does get to add the 5th eyeball, so that's fun. But we'll die. So this is going to be a shot into Ayla. 3-0. Nothing. Out the back. Mordred. Thank you, sir. And one more shield off the Y-Wing. Chris, thank you. Jamo, thank you. Koshka almost certainly going to be dropping that second bomb, right? It was only turn 4. I haven't looked too much into resistance. I'm guessing the A-Wings are probably the most efficient pieces. Definitely are in Rebels. What's the next card to go to the Shadow Realm? Look into the future, Greg. What do you see becoming an issue? I don't know if anything really sticking out to me as like going to be an issue. There really hasn't been like a pilot lately that's been a problem. It's all been like archetypes. I think, and again, this is I'm just speculating, I don't know anything. I think we might see whenever we get a bigger update, whenever that happens. I posted I'll post it again in Draft League, but there's a whole paper that explains the methodology, and then just drop them both. You can see exactly what it's calculating, how much weight it gives different things. This was definitely a minor adjustment. It was not we're changing things right now. This was like a balancing patch, if you will. But to me, what that means is that the next one's going to be a larger one. That's typically how it goes, right? Like if I was still doing it, it would be like, all right, a balanced one, a balanced one, a big one. We've had a couple balancing goes now, so I think it's probably time for one that like really goes in once they get around to that. Tyranny is not a good card. It's just not a good card. We have to deal with it. You know, you try to make the best out of it. This is not a good card. I don't see it going to the Shadow Realm. Limiting Republic Arcs was one of the first things we did. Turbo. Cards that we'll never see. Okay. Shit. Give me a sec. Disable power regulator. I think people react very poorly to just seeing nerf thing. So even though I think it's probably still good, I don't think we'll see Delta 7 Anakin anymore. I think it's gonna turn back into Ada Anakin. Especially if my report resonates with anyone, which shows that Ada Anakin is one of the best values in the game for what you're getting. So I could see Delta 7 Anakin not being played at all anymore. I still think there's a lot of high-end T65s that are not going to get played. I would like to see like Wedge and Luke kind of rotated back in at some point. I was a little surprised at the Delta getting nerfed just because it's like they don't have much in the way of firepower, like just straight firepower. So I was a little surprised about that, but also it was kind of ubiquitous, and anytime something's ubiquitous, it's gonna catch the eye. You know what I mean? That's a fuel leak. Second. Yeah. K-Wings. I can't say anything. I think there are plans for K-Wings. I'm not 1,000% sure. I pop in and out when needed. That's another thing on the points you gotta recognize too, is there might be some like in preparation for things that are coming. Like I don't know that there is. I'm not saying there is, I'm just saying there might be. That's something we used to take into consideration quite a bit, is oh shit, this is happening too, remember? So we got to prepare for that. And that might mean an awkward time between the points release and whatever updates coming after. But, you know, you don't want something to launch broken. I was saying this last night or in the early AM. Ember is sneakily good and sneakily anti-CIS territory, and you know, that's I think Ember is a little undervalued by first order players personally. How dare you? Or dare you respectfully disagree? I demand disrespectful disagreements, or that's it. I4 is the worst init in the game. That is just not true. You guys like live in a different world than I live in or something. I see so much like lower init stuff all the time. Especially when it comes to CIS, which Ember is literally designed to destroy. If I can't joust, then what are we doing? I mean, there's something said to that. Division I4 still want to be hunted by an ace, but against more than half the pilots in the game, it isn't. Well, that's a sick move for Mannequin. I don't know, guys. I've seen more I2s, I3s, I4s than, you know, a long fucking time. I don't know why Anakin did that. Maybe to avoid a, oh well, yeah, avoid a gen right shot. That's why. Duh, Greg. Will's actually playing the game. You're fucking just arguing in chat. There's a game. Yeah. All right, 3v2. Hit crit. That'll play. And it's a direct, and down goes Quinn. Ember works on a lot of ships. It's an underrated ship. I have decreed it so. It's just not, it's not a sexy ship. And also, for some reason, there are certain ships whose abilities are harder to remember than others. And Embers is one of those ships. If they're Embers, like if there's a damaged ship at 0 to 1 of the defender, they can't mod their dice. Their defense, I believe. So it's a super great ability for attacking. It's a great ability. Oh shit! Y-wing going off? Tapisk is dead. Gen Red is ionized. Range 2 coming back down from Koshka. Give him points. Yeah, Hondo actually is one of the worst efficiently ranked ships in the game. The I-1 really hurts it. And again, when you read the thing, please read the part about how it doesn't take abilities into consideration, because it can't. Or like list synergies or whatever. Just from what you're paying for and what you get on the stat lines, you pay a lot for Hondo and you don't get a lot back. Ayla has so much more on her than. I don't know why Hondo's not cheap. I'm saying he's overpriced right now, according to my analytics. That's what I'm getting at. Really like to see Anakin grab here. How much force is in? 2 on 1. It's a little bit of a risk, but I really like to not give up the 4 points. Okay, Nate is also good. Can probably just spend force instead of focus there. Well, 3, 2 natural evades from Koshka. Keeping those points. Anakin is range 2. Shadow Squadron Veteran is range 1. Koshka obviously gets the 2 attacks. Yeah, Hondo is really low on the efficiency. Almost all the lower efficiency ships are medium and large bases, though. There's a price premium on medium and large base inherent. Again, that isn't saying that's wrong. I'm saying when it comes to like the stats and what you're getting, there's a bigger price you pay for it. Oh, Anakin died. That will put Sev above the threshold. Yeah, it's probably an assault tax. All right, that's game 1. We'll be back with game 2 in just a few. Stick around. This is City X-Way.